Grand Hotel is sort of an outlier when it comes to Best Picture winners, or Outstanding Production as it was still called this time, but whatever. When you go down the catalog of winners and look at their plots, they're usually either about some outcast who has something to prove, a war movie, some avant-garde way of saying something unique about the world we live in, or someone who did something truly inspirational. Grand Hotel is about some people who stay in a hotel at the same time, and yeah, that's really about it. The film was still revolutionary though. Not in the sense that it had some new camera techniques or a story that you'd never seen before, no. Instead, it proved the raw potential of star power in Hollywood. The way that movies were made back in the day, or hell, who am I kidding, have always been made, is that audiences are attracted to star power. Like you see a name on a poster and you think, oh, I love that actor, I'm gonna go see that movie to see them in it. Grand Hotel was the first movie to come up with the idea of having all these stars in one place and feature some of the biggest names in Hollywood. Joan Crawford, Wallace Beery, John Barrymore, Lionel Barrymore, Greta Garbo, and Louis Stone. The director of this film, Edmund Goulding, would become known in Hollywood circles as the Lion Tamer, due to his ability to work with whiny prima donnas such as Joan Crawford and John Barrymore and still churn out a product. Each actor is given their own subplot and character development, setting up a series of several storylines that all intertwine with each other. The film would prove to be such a gigantic success that several other movies would be made just like it, each of which would become known as quote-unquote Grand Hotel films. Movies where several stars sort of work off of each other in any given location. Hell, the biggest competition at the Oscars that year, Shanghai Express, actually was one such film. A movie that I won't be reviewing the success or snub video because, well, it's the same damn film. It's just that Grand Hotel came first, did it better, and was more influential. And in case you think this kind of movie is no longer a thing, tell that to me after you go see the newest Avengers film. Grand Hotel invented the very idea of an all-star cast. All this raises the question though, are the stars really all there is to Grand Hotel, or does it still hold up as a movie on its own? Well, as I mentioned before, the film has several subplots revolving around several characters, but the core plot is basically this. A man called the Baron, played by John Barrymore, aka...
Felix Benvenuto Freiherr von Geigen.
Yeah, that, has come into a really bad place and needs some money. So he checks into the Grand Hotel in Berlin to rob a local opera singer named Madame Grudenskaya, played by Greta Garbo. During his stay at the hotel and his mission to rob Grudenskaya, he meets an entourage of colorful characters, such as the self-destructive loser named Kringeline, played by Lionel Barrymore, an underhanded factory owner named Pricing, played by Wallace Beery, his seductive stenographer Flamchen, played by Joan Crawford, and a cynical physician named Dr. Ottenschlag, played by Louis Stone, who delivers the best line in the movie.
Grand Hotel. People coming, going, nothing ever happened.
To Grand Hotel's credit, there is more to these characters than just the stars behind them. Joan Crawford does great as a sort of lost soul, John Barrymore is very charming, Louis Stone is enjoyably cynical, but the part I really love in this movie is Wallace Beery as Pricing. For one thing, he's the only character who attempts a German accent, but his subplot of trying to merge two companies is surprisingly fun to watch. The character is such a sleazebag and will go to any lengths to get what he wants that it's hard not to have fun with him. Probably the most bizarre character is Lionel Barrymore's role as Kringeline. Coming off of A Free Soul where he won an Oscar for playing a tragic portrayal of an alcoholic, it feels really strange to see him take part in so many instances of bad drunk humor that were a very annoying staple at the time. I also think that this character is supposed to be the heart of the movie, which is weird considering how he runs the gamut from pathetic to annoying to eventually being the one who explains the lesson of the film at the end. That's the part that really surprised me the most about Grand Hotel. I was kind of expecting just a, a typical comedy with some all-star performances, but there is actually a lesson in the film about learning how to live life to its fullest. Each of the characters have their own arc and learn from each other. It's kind of smart in that way. Unfortunately, it's not without its problems, and yeah, they are big ones. First, that at one point in the film, Kringeline learns about the Baron's money troubles and offers to bail him out, and the Baron refuses for no reason other than the fact that he wants to make the money on his own. It's not like the offer's like one and gone either. Kringeline offers him several times. While we don't really know the full extent of what's going on with the Baron, what we do see indicate that he's fallen in with some pretty scary people and has to pay them off somehow, or else his life might be in danger. And he still doesn't take the damn money from his friend. Buddy, just swallow your fucking pride, and take the money, okay? Your ego will recover. Believe me. Also, near the end of the film, the plot takes a pretty sharp turn, leading to a very subdued, philosophical, and, kind of dark climax, especially given how lighthearted the movie was up to this point. While this isn't necessarily bad, the incident that sets off this final chain of events isn't well shot. Like, at all. And by that, I mean I had no idea what the hell happened until the characters explicitly told me. About 5 to 10 minutes later. While the haste code wasn't in effect yet, apparently studios were still feeling inclined to start censoring some more risque parts of movies, I guess. So this might have been too violent for people's sensitivities, but whatever it was, it really is jarring to watch and kind of ruins the last part of the film. Going back to the good stuff, the last thing to mention about Grand Hotel is the production design. I don't know if you pay attention to how a set looks or anything like that, but I love the design of this place. You really do get the impression that this is the most lavish and beautiful hotel in the city, and it manages to look both like a real hotel and a really cool set to boot. I have also heard that the movie apparently revolutionized production design, but that's just something I read on its Wikipedia page, and I haven't been able to find any articles online to verify that claim, so take it with a grain of salt. Grand Hotel is one of the most significant movies of the 1930s. As I mentioned, many other films in the decade would come along to try to replicate its success, often garnering the title of Grand Hotel on X. Grand Hotel on Wheels, Grand Hotel on a Train, Grand Hotel in a Theater, you get the idea. It's probably one of the most prime examples of old school Hollywood and really gives a time capsule of the era. It ain't perfect and probably hasn't aged the best. Lord knows that I felt myself getting bored more than once while watching it, but its influence still can't be understated. It's probably not on the same level as some other truly great groundbreaking films like Citizen Kane, The Godfather, The Jazz Singer, and so on and so forth, but it still has its own influence. If you enjoy older films, especially 30 films, it's worth a watch.
Oh, there's no fire in the fireplace, there's no carpet on the floor. Don't try to order dinner, there's no kitchen anymore. But if the road been kinda bumpy and you need to rest a spell, well, welcome home to Happiness Hotel.
If you got luggage, keep it handy, but you're running out of luck. Got the bellhop seat too organized and the elevator's stuck.
Still, if you don't find friendly animals and can learn to stand the smell, well, welcome home to Happiness Hotel.
Oh, there are bugs. And there are lice.
Sure, we have our little problems, but you'll never beat the price. You got every kind of critter. You got every kind of pest.
But we treat them all as equals, just like any other guest.
I must go to England. It's very important. I must go at once. I have some very big deals involving hundreds of thousands of marks and...
Well?
Well, I thought I would take along a secretary to take care of my correspondence. You know what I mean. I understood you to say that you traveled and you understand.
I understand you perfectly, Mr. Pricing.
Take your damn clothes off!